we have an email template that I am building for a future business partner. And I want to help few people this year get their businesses a little bit more traction. So my idea is for this one, and where all of this stemmed from. All of this stemmed from when I went with my original client, or not my client, my business partner that I am contracted with. And I had, had a meeting with her actually. And we decided to go do the Q1 through Q4 method, but we're only focusing on Q1 right now. So this kind of kicked me into gear, and I was just like, all right, I need to get on the ball with my business. This is the message. I'm gonna do it, right? So with that being said, I got to work. Started using Asana. That is one of the best tools I have used. I have used Notion. I try to use my daily planner on my tablet here because I'm more of a person who likes to write things down in like a planner. But like even the Erin Condren planners that I had, I love them. I just don't use them enough as what I should, and it's very upsetting because those planners, they're gorgeous, but they're also pricey, very pricey. And I feel like there's a little bit of like a limit of their designs, which is fine because I think it's more geared towards educational purposes for like planning out your day and like, schooling and stuff like that. So teachers and students, that's what I feel like it's for. They also sell planners. They sell calendars, I think. They sell accessories. They sell notepads and such, sticky notes. But that's for another video. So for this one, we have this email here that I am building a template for, a delectable education. We are going to go find the email that I had from someone. I'm trying to, I think it was Laura or Lauren. That Tamsin, Laura Belgrade, big changes, my predictions. So we're gonna go. So instead of having to like look through all these emails, I'm gonna go to planners. Or actually, I'm gonna go copywriting info. And we're gonna go to Laura Belgrade. She had an email that she had sent not too long ago. Let me find it. Any membership, custom, on training. Maybe it wasn't her. Let's go to. Let's go to my personal email and look. Valerie Gillian, why your business will probably fail. Okay, that's not it. How to get unlimited when traditional roles flip in your relationship. Here we go. This is Amy Porterfield. Okay, Amy Porterfield is who I was looking for. All right, so what we have here, I'm gonna move this over just a tad, and we are going to make that whole lot. Okay, so here is the email. So this is the subject line here. So new. It's telling you this is a new thing. So this is something that I will also probably incorporate if I were to land a podcast client. A podcast business partner. When traditional roles flip in your relationship, So this seems to be, she is starting to be more financially successful of some sort, but we're not going to dive into that. It's just something that catches your attention. If you're having a relationship problem, if you have marital issues, these are things that, you know, you could think about, or you could go listen to the podcast, which is what I have done with them. Go back. Okay, so name. About 6 months ago, my marriage hit a wall I'd never seen coming. Problems in their marriage. For whatever reason, hubby and I could not communicate, could not feel understood, and we could not find a way out of that broken feedback loop. Okay, problem. 3 problems in one email. 3 problems in one email. Which led us to relationship coach Sydney Ashley. Alright, so now they're talking about a third person. They're hiring a service who, spoiler alert, completely transformed our relationship. So this is the benefit here. This is the call to action, kind of like it's explaining a feature. They got a relationship coach and it completely transformed their relationship. So today I'm incredibly excited to welcome not just Sydney, but hubby onto the podcast for a real and raw conversation about relationships. So they're obviously doing a call to action and email that's promoting their podcast episode. Ding, 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 ding. Since I have a podcast business partner I'm trying to make a contract with, I need to be more focused on that. Introducing new episodes to podcasts. Now, my main problem is, from a person who's on the outside looking in, I am going to try to find something that it maybe introduces like older episodes, which I think at the end of this one they actually will. So we'll just kind of use that and, like, you know, make it a whole email itself. Could be like, hey, you haven't, you know, listened with us in a while. For President's Day this year, we're offering you you know, like giving you some freebies and some like worksheets that you can help. Or hey, haven't heard from you. Have you done history lesson this semester or something like that? Because you're trying to appease to the parent homeschool teacher that this is something that you should, you know, try to teach around President's Day. That's something else that I'm also working on in the background. So I'm kind of breaking down my day-to-day steps that I go ahead and this is my research process. As I'm just going through the motion, literally. It's just whatever works best for you. And I like to break down these things. This is probably the first time I've actually been able to break it down fully, instead of like, you know, like halfway or something and copying and pasting it into ChatGPT to help me better understand it in a small like glimpse. It's taking the information, it's telling me like this line by this line by this line. So what I mean is this line. No. Get out of here. Skedaddle. I don't want that. Okay. Yes. I don't know what happened. Ew. I just get out of there. Okay, Okay, let's start that over. So we have line by line by line and by line. So I do that through the whole entire email. And I have ChatGPT respond to me with like, this is what this line is stating. Like, I'll give it, more prompt. I'll be like, is it like follow email protocol and tell me what step this one is. What does this talk about? Is this the pain point? Is this rubbing in the pain point? Is this offering the solution? Very minimal solution. Just a little hint solution. And then call to action. And then, just like link to try to help you maneuver and, click this way or click that way. All just structured. So I just have it kind of do all of that for me. But I'm trying to do better if by not reading my book and reading this instead and just like getting into focus mode. So that's what you were going to see me do in my body doubling streams on Twitch. Do them almost every day. Wednesdays, no. Fridays, half day. So Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, I do co-working body doubling, except Wednesday and half a day on Friday. So we have so what I'll do with this, so I see that it's like a different color here, which I'm kind of trying to make the same here, but kind of like backwards in a way. And I do want to have their logo on there because everybody knows their logo and they don't know, like, in my mind, if I seen something like brand new, it'd just be like kind of like shocking. I'm just like, what the hell is that? But making it colorful and like, kid friendly and stuff like that is more enticing to moms. It makes you feel like this is more of like school helpful setting type thing. So all right, so we have hello name, kind of like an introductory to this new email in promoting President's Day. Podcast 1, 2, and 3 that'll help you, with the information. Books on this, so you can buy the books before President's Day, obviously, or buy the books on President's Day. And, like, I think they have like 1 or 2 day shipping, so it's not totally like you're gonna miss out on it. But it could be like something that is sent out before President's Day, and it's just honoring like kind of like a flash sale. And then on President's Day, you're gonna be like, didn't have time to like get the book. Maybe you can like, here are some like freebie pages and worksheets that you can like quickly do something, like draw together, and not feel bad about it. Like you didn't take time enough to like schedule out your plan for the semester. You're just kind of scrambling into something. So we have what other parents are saying. So this is kind of like a testimonial. So this is obviously going to be like a collage. It's not going to be this, and this. It's going to be a collage, a picture with like, a colored background. So it's a different section within the email. So it's breaking it down into different like different rooms, I guess you could say. And then we have the call to action. So listen in on our podcast and join us on Patreon to receive exclusive digital content. Ciao for now, ADE. And then it has the socials with a footer link, footer information. So I'll probably put this as like a separate color. And then this is a separate color, and this is a separate color. So that way it's just like it's like sharing like this is different than the other one. Or you could put, if you like to do these things, you can do the divider that's in between if it looks good in the design. If you think it looks good, all right, then it looks good. That's that. But I'll be doing more of a template, and then I will be sending this as a pitch to the hopeful potential business partner. And kind of pitch to them. I'll be working on my pitches and trying to figure out like the best way to do it, offering them this little template that's already filled out and done for them for free, and let them have a feel like this person can help me better my business, better my brand, better my podcast, better, whatever they're trying to achieve in life for the year. And then next year can be different. Then we'll game plan in January, make a game plan, well, probably more likely in December. We should probably have more things structured by November, December, and have those big sales between those 2 months. That you should have that already done and handled by like late summer, in my opinion, just to like make sure you have things ahead of time. Now, I know I'm probably being very hypocritical when I say this, but I firmly believe earlier is better than later. Why? Because you don't want to feel like you're scrambling for research and then it looks like crap after, like you've only worked a few days on it. Doesn't look that great. So you just want to research these things, because then they know like you've put the research in, because it shows. The research that you put in definitely shows, because it's more information that you can put on their podcast or their email or whatever you're making for them. You use the terminology. You are addressing a specific person that relates to their target audience. It's directed to who they are wanting to target and help and provide their service for. Once I'm done with this template, which I will be doing off video, I'm just gonna go through this, see the cool features that they have on their email. And this is also really good, hungry for more. So I could advertise one podcast and then put the other two in the very far bottom, like, hey, if you've already listened to this episode, be sure to listen to these two as well, stuff like that. Or just can be like, hey, listen and rewatch the podcast number X or whatever number sign, and then follow along with this, see what their thing is looking like here. So we can like do like a regular background that's based on the business, and then we can do a white background for like the background template to show you that there's a body in the email, and it looks quite nice actually. Let's zoom out. So it's a lot of text, but it's very informational, and it's a lot of text, but if you break it down, which it looks more manageable this way, if you break it down no more than 2 sentences or 2 lines. This one goes to 3, but obviously it looks small, so you might not want to have it way over here, and it looks small because there's not much here. And then it has the call to action, click to listen, which you can, so you'll be making a story and then a call to action for the podcast. So it's hitting a really triggering topic for most, but these are things that need to be talked about, because you're like I was building. So they're just kind of personalizing it. That's what this is. So it's personalizing it, adding a little bit more benefit in there without adding too much benefit to the point that they're like, oh, I already know what it is. I already have the answers just by reading your. You want the answers to be answered off email into the call to action link of wherever it sends you, whether it be the product, service, the landing page, the episode of the podcast, wherever you have it, then they'll click there. And then it's gonna ask, have you subscribed yet? And the different options that you have here, which I wanted to see if this led to their website, which it does. So they also have the podcast episode right here. So they have it here And I think this is just the about section, and then the topics that are time stamped so you can go back to those or reference those. Listen in to learn techniques. So here's a call to action. Rate, review, and follow Apple Podcasts. So it has, something to Apple's podcast system there. And it's asking for you to rate it. If you haven't done so already, follow the podcast. Follow now. Links mentioned in this episode. These two, website and Instagram. Other ways to enjoy this podcast: download Apple Podcasts. So they're just, telling you. I think they have Spotify now, which I don't know if they want you to really go to Spotify. But hungry for more, or they might have more Apple users. That could also be it. Could also be an iOS over Android. That's a big thing that you can think about. That they're only, it looks like they're only promoting the Apple Podcast one. Download Apple Podcast. Results are not guaranteed. Please see earnings disclaimer for details. Catch up on recent episodes of the podcast, and then it has the top 6, it looks like. And then you can load more and load more and load more. They have a lot, apparently. Strategies for entrepreneurs, from time-saving hacks to exploring creativities. So this is just all a bunch of different things that they do. So she is obviously a person does podcasts, and this is her emails for it. So this is definitely a good one, a good catch to replicate to them.